everybody, and welcome to our first episode of NBIS on Air, a new way to keep you posted about what's going on in the world of corporate planning by talking to experts and experienced practitioners about BI topics, about solution approaches and practical issues. Today we're kicking things off with corporate planning's new head of partner management and international sales, Mr. Oliver Deister, and Peter Kastas, our senior director, international partner management. So let's talk about international markets. Hello Oliver, welcome in our little studio here for our first episode of NBIS on Air. You're obviously one of the new faces in the corporate planning family, but you're also an experienced expert in the field of corporate performance management. So what can you tell us about your expertise and your experience so far?
Ollie, first of all, thank you for the invitation. So my journey started already 20 years back, more than 20 years back, in the area of business performance management and business intelligence. At that time, we started to implement the first management information system and decision support systems. The challenge at that time was that the C-level have only worked with print reportings and have not been used to work with online systems. Therefore, today, the challenge is very different because everyone is speaking about the digital transformation, and you don't need to convince any C-level to work on this with the digital transformation topic. And corporate planning is fully supporting the digital transformation process in each phase. In respect to partner business, of course, we decided in an early stage working with partners, because as an industry-leading software vendor, like today corporate planning is, adding partners is very important because partners do bring additional value into these partnerships, value in respect to the solution know-how they do have, in respect to specific industry know-how, or an aspect to geographical coverage. And therefore, we have decided at the time to work with partners, and we have built up a global partner network in every continent. So we work with partners in, of course, important countries in Europe, but also in Asia, in South Korea, Singapore, Australia, in North America, and South America. From partner level types, we worked with mid-sized companies who covered the specific needs and are speaking the language of the different customers they do have, but as well as with the big four, with KPMG, EY, Deloitte, and others.
Yeah, and now you're with the corporate planning, Oliver. You started here, when was it?
I already started end of last year, 2020, working with corporate planning. There's already a partner team in place since many years in the organization. But as the partner business, and specifically, of course, international partner business is an important part for corporate planning. Corporate planning has invested significantly in the partner team. So it's not only me. You will see also later on my colleague Peter and Mike doing the international business, and we are taking care to grow the international partner business. As we do see, of course, a global trend for this, as I mentioned already, the journey for the digital transformation processes in many organizations, as we with corporate planning have a solution in place which can support the customers in all phases of this digital transformation process. We have partners who can use our solution for their client needs for all the phases they are in.
You mentioned already a few of the topics you're dealing with your team regarding the internationalization of corporate planning and the growth. So what can you tell us about the main objectives that corporate planning and you and your team have?
Of course, it's pretty much all about partner development and getting new partners on board working with the corporate planning solution. As mentioned, it's a solution which does focus on reporting and analytics, planning, budgeting, forecasting, and consolidation. So there are lots of different organizations who do have the capability and possibilities to work and partner up with corporate planning. We do have defined a couple of different key regions we are focusing on and have a clear structure on in which regions we want to grow first. And there are defined regions also in our team structure, as we do have different responsibilities for these regions.
Thank you very much, Oliver, for sharing some insights. And in order to accomplish these objectives, there's another new member in your team who plays a vital role for the implementation of the internationalization strategy of corporate planning. Our new Senior Director, International Partner Management from the Netherlands, Mr. Peter Kasters. Peter, welcome to our first episode of NBIS On Air. You've been doing business all over the world and know the BI industry quite well. So what can you tell us about your background and your expertise?
Well, Oliver, I've been around for, let's say, 30 odd years, and yes, I've traveled all over the world. I have been quite a lot of countries. I've set up quite a lot of networks for various companies. I think, yes, BI has been one of the longest tenures I had. 10 years. The company was called Click, but prior to that, I also had experiences in database companies. You might want to recall a company called Informix. And I've also been working together with companies called Tipco, but also other German companies like CP, but a company called TIS, very much oriented to financial planning. And I think the background of all of this is I've always been dealing with setting up partners and partner management, partner networks, helping companies to grow in that environment.
Peter, talking about internationalization, we first have to speak about where corporate planning is right now at the moment. So what do you think? What is the state of corporate planning's international network regarding customers and partners? On which continents and in which countries is the corporate planning software already used?
Oliver, first of all, I think it's very important to note that corporate planning already has a quite established partner network, but that was limited to a couple of countries. I think after setting this up and the last couple of years, corporate planning really has looked into expanding the business to the extent that we have now partners in probably most of the regions in EMEA. We're looking into South Africa, we're looking into Serbia, if you want, we're looking into Belarus. But also in the Americas, we have presence there, and in the countries just surrounding Germany, like the Benelux, and we're also looking into setting up partners in Sweden, Denmark. Those countries are like in the Nordics.
Oliver, like in any other business, there are also trending topics in corporate performance management. Years ago, it was big data. Now it's more like the changing role of planning and forecasting in dynamic environments. So do you address these topics the same worldwide, or do you have to choose different approaches for different regions and different markets?
Of course, there are similarities globally, but there are, of course, as well some local specific requirements. I can just tell you a little example from my past when we did some projects in China and we talked about planning, and they said, why planning? We receive our numbers from Beijing, so there is no specific need for having a planning application in place. But things have also changed there, and I think specifically the type of scenario plannings and forecasting, rolling forecastings are becoming more and more important in respect to planning. But there are also other trends. Maybe Peter, you can highlight those one too.
One of the trends which is really coming about is the easing up of reporting. I think that is one of the big changes in the market that we have now, and it's a very simple way of reporting in CP, or corporate planner, I should say. I think the big change which we've made is we have acquired a company called HighChart, HighChart is a environment which allows us to do, like I said, very easy reporting. And one of the guys who's really into HighChart is Mike Fritz, our colleague in the Americas, and he will explain everything about HighChart.
Hello everyone, it's great to join you from over here on the other side of the Atlantic in Vancouver, Canada. My name is Mike Fritz. I joined CP last year when they acquired HighChart. HighChart is a specialized data visualization engine that, among other things, is arguably the world's leading IBCS visualization technology. IBCS stands for International Business Communication Standards. For those of you not familiar, it's simply some guidelines on how to better visualize performance information. Anyway, CP acquired the organization and I came to the company at the same time. And we're quite excited about what's happened in this months since then. So HighChart has been fully integrated into the corporate planning stack, and based on the structured data that is available within CP, we are the world's only one-click reporting solution based on reports and visualizations to IBCS standards within the CP stack, where the data just appears. So that's something that if you're interested in, give us a call. If you are interested, HighChart is also available standalone, meaning it can be used in any platform, in any environment almost, including Power BI and Click and other front ends, as well as data sources on the back end like JetOx and TM1. And I'm really happy for the business opportunity this represents to both end customers that have better visualizations, as well as our partners that we're looking for some great partners to bring this to market with around the globe. That's kind of my role. And there's my 2 minutes worth. So thanks for joining us, and look forward to further dialogues.
Well, that obviously leads us to the last and final questions. How do you become a corporate planning partner? Are there any specific requirements? And how do you get in touch with corporate planning? What do you have to do to become a partner of our network?
Yeah, that's a good question. As I already started in the beginning, partners bring in lots of important pieces into a partnership. On the one hand, could be on the horizontal solution type, the vertical industry they are in, or specific technology knowledge they do have. So all these pieces are important in a partnership with a partner who is, for example, has deep knowledge in Power BI. It's great because we are integrating in many aspects into Power BI world. But there are also other technologies, of course, which are important where a partner can bring in additional value. In respect to geographical coverage, it's important. So partners who are in regions which are important doing business in, it's important to get partners in these regions, and we're looking for these partners. Also the different sizes of partners, as mentioned in the beginning, there are partners who are more mid-sized companies and working with mid-sized corporations, but also big companies, so with different customer target groups they do have. To get in touch with us, it's very easy. Just visit the corporate planning website, click on the partner button and the connect, and you're immediately connected with the partner team. And so let's have a discussion about becoming a partner. So we're looking forward to getting in touch with you.
Thank you, Oliver. So if you're interested in becoming a part of the growing corporate planning network, make sure you get in touch with one of these three guys, Peter, Mike and Oliver. Thank you very much for taking the time. This was the first episode of NBIS on Air. We hope to see you soon, and say goodbye for now. Stay tuned. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.